Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question of the night. Will RJ and Luna's relationship survive on The Bold and the Beautiful? Now, we are going to be talking about all the shows tonight: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, and of course, Days of Our Lives. Let's do a quick shout out. I want to thank everyone for showing up. Appreciate y'all all. Uh, Diana's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Let's everyone welcome Diane to the chat. Eagle Fangs in the chat. Freddy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Blackmon is in the chat. Yep. Okay. I think I kind of shouted everyone out. Danny's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone is well. Laura B's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Becky Boo is in the chat. How you doing? And greetings from New York as well. And Janetta's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Tyrese Clark, the one and only, my right hand man. What is good, my friend? I like challenges, aka Gloria, probably not. And Diane also said that too. And Becky Boo. This is the second time I'm seeing you tonight, Becky Boo. It's good to see you again. That's some good hot chocolate. Yeah, that is the question tonight. Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. As you're coming in, make sure you do hit the like button because it really does help. And if you want to sit there and join to become a member, well, that works out for you as well. You have a lot of fun in the members chat. Becky B said, I missed the last half of the freaking show of really? Was it a news interruption or just life? I'm glad to hear that, Danny. Ida's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Queen of the South is in the chat. What's good? And Freddie, how you doing again? Eagle fan says Zindy did take advantage of Luna. His plan from the start was revenge on RJ. I mean, that's okay. That's all right. We just watched the recap. Okay. Well, that's the thing, Becky Boo. When you miss B&B, you don't really miss that much, though, right? That's the thing, Becky Boo. When you miss an episode, you can go right back and watch another one. Like you could watch the next episode and you'd be caught up. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Freddie. Thank you for joining. I'm doing good. Actually, had a good day, surprisingly. Of course, I gotta ask. I gotta ask Queen. But thank you for asking, Freddie. Carrie says, I think I already can predict your reaction, but I'm going to ask you anyway. How annoying or bored or pointless did you feel about Danny Christina? It's one of those things, Kyrie, where I feel like they just, okay, let me ask you a question, Kyrie. Do you feel like they just kind of stopped investing in those two? Like, I get that they want to have a love triangle with Phyllis and everything like that, but do you feel like they just kind of just gave up a little bit? Like they just stopped investing? How you doing tonight, Crystal? Danny says, I feel like Sonia is driving me nuts. I don't know why she kept, I feel like that Sonia is driving me nuts. I don't know why complaining about Jason and Carly all the time now. Yeah, that's what happens when you're off your meds. But do you feel that way, Kyrie? Like they just don't care anymore? Becky Boo says, nice to hear people having a good day. We all can, if we feel gratitude. Yeah, no, that's the thing, Becky Boo. Because here's the thing. We can have a lot of bad days. Sometimes it's really good. It's really important to celebrate the good days, especially when we get it. They don't come by too often. They do not come by too often, trust me. He said, yeah, that scene was pointless. I love Danny, but how long did it take to leave? For your tour, he was so supposed to, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like this now, she just got this case out of nowhere. Come on, like where did that even come from? That's how I feel, Becky Boo. At least I try to have that energy. I try. Becky Boo living in New York City, that energy does not come around too often. I just said that was the sorriest punch. And Becky Boo says Danny is a trip. Phyllis is a trip also. And the thing is, Lily made a bad situation worse. Just give him his princess character. You want to be petty? Now he's going to sit there and sue you. But he was just going to leave. And let's be very clear, he didn't have to do that. He could have chose to be a prick about it. Or 40 years old, let it go. Yeah, Crystal is for those old school fans. Freddie said, just to let you know, I've always been, even though I don't always come into the chat like I used to because of crazy stuff I'll be seeing in the chat at times, but I'm here tonight, 2 days in a row. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Freddie. I appreciate it. And that's the thing now. That's the thing, Freddie. When you have a chat of this size, Becky Boo says I live in. Oh, Syosset. Okay, I've been to Syosset a couple of times, Becky. I'm more from Long Island, so I'm in the Long Island part. Yeah, I remember you saying that Kyrie's yesterday. Jonathan was good. But see, that's the thing though, Freddie. When you do this 5 days a week, unfortunately you're gonna have people that's gonna come in and start acting crazy and stuff like that. Um and to be honest, the only people that actually do 5 days a week is me and Kyrie's. So it's one of those things where it's like it comes with the territory. Thank you, Queen Gorgeous Janet. Appreciate that. I love doing the Bold and the Beautiful reviews because, well, they're just fun to do. They're short and they're easy. And oh, Syracuse. Oh, Syracuse. Thank you, Jonathan. Man, I really butchered that. Syracuse. Hmm. I've been there before, though. Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan is my guy. Yeah, Becky Boo, I really butchered the F out of that. Last day was good. Autumn says, hey, Albert, I hope RJ can forgive Luna because it really wasn't her fault. RJ did have a point when he kept saying that Zinni does not respect him or Luna in their relationship. That's very true. It is very true. I'm pretty sure I dated somebody from Syracuse before too, Becky Boo. Yes, Jonathan is my G. That's my guy right there. Always comes in and saves me from embarrassing myself too much. Lobby says, I'm curious, Harris's mom's Tara, does she still have rights to Harrison? Curious, that's a good question because you've been watching us longer. Does Tara actually have any rights? Freddie says, but I'm always here, Albert, either watching or just to come in at times because you know me, Albert. I'm not here for the drama and oh, of course. Trust me, Freddie. I that's something that used to happen in the beginning, but I do try to calm it down as much as possible because trust me, Jonathan, I don't like drama either. I want people to just come in and have a good time. Johnson says RJ came in all hawking mad. It was like what's most interesting we've seen of him. Thank you, Jonathan. And Kyrie says that she does have rights. Okay. Because Summer was, I'm not gonna lie, Summer was really on something today. Like she was annoying the living hell out of me. Lastly, it says I'm good, Albert. RJ had a point about Zende. My only question is he going to be mad at Poppy too? Because this is also her fault. It's equally Zende and Poppy's fault. Yeah. Good good question. Good question last time. Nah, but trust me, I get where you're coming from, Freddie. Gorgeous cat ladies in the chat. You know, my thing is, Kyrie, is Jordan just become a cartoon at this point. Becky Boo says, I'm sick of seeing RJ's. Autumn says, everyone is coming for Sunny. Do you think Cyrus will press charges against Sunny, even though Cyrus was just trying to provoke Sunny? I think it's a possibility. I think it's a possibility. I think Laura is going to convince him to do it, which is really odd because Laura has just been becoming a hypocrite, like badly. And yeah, she did look good today. Hey, he should, Jonathan. The dude works out enough. I mean, to be fair, if it was a woman, I would never sit there and be like, I don't want to sit there and see her chest today. Yeah, that just wouldn't happen. That wouldn't even make any sense. On a side note, Jocelyn was looking pretty good today. I will say that. That's true, John. That's true, Janet. She looks good most days, except for that time she was in the gym with that whatever that outfit was, whatever that jumpsuit thing was. Last day says RJ is definitely in shape. He just needs better clothes. The wardrobe is not working. Yes, exactly. I think that's what Kyrie said. Johnson said that scene really gave me Jason Morgan vibes. Oh, you mean what RJ? What Jonathan, what did you think of Days of Our Lives today also? I'm like, y'all should have just never answered the phone for Paulina. Oh, just lie to her. Yes. But what you thought of Days of Our Lives? I'm like, just don't answer the phone. Autumn says, I think Laura's trying to make excuses for Cyrus, even though Cyrus, out of his own mouth, said that he was trying to provoke Sunny. Well, I mean, regardless of provoking or not, I mean, he did still break the law. Sonny still broke the law. Um, Johnson says Days wasn't super great, but it was interesting. Yes. I felt Nicole was kind of out of pocket. I'm like, at the end of the day, Stefan didn't tell your delinquent daughter to sit there and take the pills. No one put anything to her head and said you have to do this or else. You know. Oh, you could have sat there. You could have called the cops. You could have did this. Nicole, how many schemes have you went through and then thought about stuff in hindsight? Because hindsight is 2020. But you're gonna sit there and say, "Well, you could have did this. You could have did that." Nicole, you're really not the person to sit there and say what somebody could and could not have done. Um. Also, just a little FYI. Um. If I missed your comment, because I know I have to keep some to saying it, but if I missed your comment, do not sit there and take it personal. Um, just because I'm one person, it's like 25 people. So if I don't get your comment right away, do not take it personal. Um, I doubt, Autumn with Diane, which I don't even understand why they're sharing her. I don't get why they're sharing the same lawyer, but whatever. Thank you, Lorby. Thank you. Yes, I'm gonna check those likes now. I'm gonna make sure you do hit the like button because it really does actually help. We have new people on all the time. I think we actually have like maybe two people. Okay, good, Danny. Yeah, I will check it out tonight. And you got 3 subscribers. Okay, all right, that's what's up. Good job, Danny. Last day says RJ had the reaction to find out his girlfriend cheated. Always Doom made the most sense. Just punch the pause in the face, but nobody ever does it. Is they're just crying about it. Okay. Like I said, as long as you email me it, I will definitely check it out after the stream. Where are we with the likes? Okay, that's what's up. All right, so we have 15 likes and 26 people in the chat, so we're halfway there. You know, it's really funny. I was thinking about putting that title at some point. Thank you for reminding me. Kurt says my Nina Nation video finally has more viewers before it's time. Nina, listen, Kyrie, that's I'll tell you this much, Kyrie. Even if you're not a Nina fan, that's a really good video. Regardless if you like the character or not, that's a really good video. Last day says RJ showed up and punched in the face. I thought that's the most normal action I've ever seen to cheating on the Bold and the Beautiful. Autumn says, but I kind of think that this is what Valentine wanted in order to get Sunny out the way so Pikeman can run whatever they want through Port Charles. Makes sense. Johnson says, I have a feeling we're going to get a scene where Sunny is at a really vulnerable state and someone gonna him down similar to how Harris was shot on Days. See, I remember saying I don't know how true that is. Is she nicer? She's nicer than Hope Logan? Maybe Steffi. Maybe Steffi. Justin, Summer has no right to jump in to react to Claire taking her baby. If anybody knows anything about babies, is her as Chelsea. Yeah, Justin, I did feel that Summer was out of line. Oh well, if anything happens to Harrison, this is all your fault. I'm like, part of me was like, I can't even sit there and say this because I know this would be out of pocket. But for like if Kyle would have sat there and be like, you know what, let's be honest, this is not even your son. If we're gonna be real, this is my son. This is mine and Tara's son. So you coming at me sideways? I can't get over that, Kyrie. I mean, that's true. Kylie says Ava's just getting her fur coat and her shopping cart because she is about inches away from having that power couple. Yeah, she's their scenes are really interesting, I will sit there and say. Ava's and Sunny's scenes when they're nice to each other, they're really interesting. They're really interesting. Now, just to be clear, I will sit there and consider Harrison Summer's mom. May not be biological, doesn't matter. But I think if Kyle wanted to get back at her, he could have said something like that. Just to hurt her back, because honestly, to tell you the truth, she was just so out of pocket. And it was like, you're not helping the situation by throwing that in his face. You did this. This is your fault. You really think playing a blame game right now is going to help anything? Last day says, Hope is not a good person. Does a good person use a man as a joystick for months and then refuse to reject him multiple times? Nina is not my favorite person in the world, but she has her moments. Hmm. On my DVR, it said that Hope will finally tell the reason of why. Hope will finally tell the reason of why she couldn't commit to Thomas. She didn't do that today. Like Hope and Liam seeing some of the bummers. See, I get what you're saying, and I know you've been watching the show longer. I guess in some sort of way, it's kind of a mean thing to say, even if it is from a biological standpoint. But she really did piss me off to a point where it's like, if Kyle said that, I'd be like, you know what? Listen, you were in the wrong for that. But this chick did push you to say that. Johnson says, do you think Stefan will end up moving back into? He should, regardless of what Nicole Smith is saying. Which honestly, tell you the truth, I'm like, Nicole, you married into the family. You don't own that mansion. Who you gonna sit there? How you gonna sit there and tell this man who actually does live there, who is by birthright, oh, he can't be there? So I hope he does. Freddie says Albert TJ can huff and puff until he's blue in the face, but nothing he said to Marshall or Gregory is going to change the situation. Thank you, Freddie, because I'm. Thank you for saying that because that's been my whole thing. Um, I'm like, bro, stop whining and complaining to your granddad, to your patient. I know he's Gregory and everything like that, but this guy's still your patient. Oh well, I don't really like. Who cares at this point? You, your feelings are invalid. Like it's already happening. You can't change that. Yes, Danny, you should definitely visit Kyrie's live stream. I definitely approve that. Kyrie's is doing an amazing job with his streams. He is killing it. He is killing the game, and I'm very happy for him. Lastly, says that's okay. Summer will have eggs on her. Summer will have egg on her face when everything comes out. The good part will be when Kyle falls for Claire and she becomes. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Now here's the thing. Here's where Summer is going to feel justified. I know. I know. I'm looking forward towards that. But here's where Summer's going to be justified though, because Summer's still going to be like, regardless if Claire took Harrison or not, he was still in danger because of Claire. Regardless, that's how she's going to look at it. Then he, okay. Lisa says, I don't blame Summer for being angry with Kyle. Claire being close with Harrison caused Jordan to. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, Lisa. Because at the end of the day, she's still going to feel justified because regardless, she didn't take her, but being close to her put him in danger. Then he says, I want to tell you I have a little bit of views, but it's up and down. Yeah, Danny. I mean, that's the thing, though. That's how the YouTube game is. There's times where I get high views. There's times that I don't get as high views. It happens to every one of us, Danny. You can ask Kyrie. It's the same thing. His views goes up and down. Just be consistent. Just have fun. Have fun in being consistent. You'll be fine. Darby, what's good, Darby? What's good, Big Nate? You're okay. Francis, hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. It's good to see you again, Francis. But yeah, Danny, that's how it is with everyone. Hell, even Rock TV, his views go up and down. Now his views are so high you can't really tell, but yeah, that's true, Kyrie. That's yeah. Lastly, says Summer's trying to tell Kyle how to raise his son. Didn't they get divorced? Did she ever legally adopt him? Summer was annoying in this episode. She definitely was. But Kyrie does have a point though. Lisa says the writer should let Jordan take Harrison and bring him back in a couple of years and age him as a teenager. Hmm. Freddie says, Albert, the only explanation for Trina to be so hard on Josh and Dex to get them back together because she's still grieving over Spencer's alleged death. I agree with her. Time is not on our side. Unfortunately, that's true. Yes. That's why I was very, because at one point I was like, you're going a little bit too hard, but I get where she's coming from. Because here's the thing, Freddie, grieving or not, she still has a point. Time is not always on our side. So, yes. Darby says, Albert, I want to tell TJ to stop complaining about Christina and thank her for giving him the opportunity to become a father. Thank you, Darby. Yes, me and Freddie were saying the exact same thing. The exact same thing. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm almost getting tired of talking about TJ every time I got to sit there and reiterate the same thing. They said SOD just posted that the US got the correct episode Tuesday, but Canada accidentally got to Wednesday's episode. Canada will get what? While US gets Wednesday on Wednesday, and then both countries the same. Oh, that's confusing as hell. But yes, because at this point it's like, bro, it's too late. And yeah, Darby, he does sit there and say that he comes across as kind of ungrateful. I'm like, yeah, just because you say it doesn't mean that it doesn't get annoying, you know. And on top of that, Darby, he knew what he was getting into when he decided to have Christina as a surrogate. He should have stepped up and said something. He didn't. That's on him. Nobody cares about your fit. Nobody cares about you whining about it afterwards. Lastly says if Summer adopts Harrison, that will be one thing. I would understand where she's coming from. But at this point, she's just some woman he knows that happens to be married to his dad. Yeah, the whole thing is just, the problem is, Laura B, I think with this scene, it's like emotions are running high. And she even annoyed me yesterday, or today. Francis says, what do you think happened to Chanel, Clive West, and took her? I kind of hope so, Freddie. I kind of hope so, Francis, because then it would just be interesting. I don't know if they're actually I don't think that's going to wind up happening, though. Because Francis, he seems like he's actually in Salem and not, up in the mountains when he called Ava. So unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. When he called for his little black book, he seemed like he was probably like in the park or something. So, but it would make an interesting story. Francis Darby says even though there was talk about a baby, TJ was talking smack about Christina. Does he has feelings about Christina? Hmm? France? Oh, yeah. But like I said, emotions tend to run high, especially in her and with her saying because she's so annoying. And I think maybe that's why last day also said it like that. Um, because it's true. I don't remember him actually calling her mom, but Ed says, so glad Stephen reminded AJ that he can blow his world apart by telling Nicole the truth about him knowing about Clyde. Yes. Because EJ was on this. EJ was on some real high horse and is talking about, oh well, my blackmail trumps yours. I'm like, EJ, it really doesn't. You have a lot to lose. And honestly, tell you the truth, Stefan at this point could just sit there and say, F it. EJ, is it really worth it? Francis says, I think Claire will save Harris. Hope get rid of Jordan finally. Yeah, because it's at a point where it's like it's just becoming very cartoonish. Like Jordan, goes to jail, comes back out, goes to jail, comes back out. It's like, what are we doing at this point? Then he says, Albert, did you hear about the gay CBS just already put the date they saying it going to air and my going to be airing in January 2025 because the talk. Yes, I heard about that. Hmm. But yeah, no, Danny, I heard about that and the talk getting canceled. Oh yeah, Francis, that's that chick Belinda, I think that's her name. Yeah, Ed, it was actually kind of odd. Chad and Xander teaming up. Like seriously, every time they have a talk, like a civil talk, it's just like it's surprising, but surprising in a good way, Ed. Because I know they have a lot of reason to dislike each other. That's why I like the scene so much with Everett and Chad. Because when you put Stephanie out the way, they seem like they get along just fine, Ed. Freddie says, honestly, I'm just ready for Lulu to wake up because their current storylines are moving slow. So hopefully she'll come back by the end of the year, early next year. As long as they give her something to do, long as they give her something to do, I'll be happy. Like my review, I felt like this episode was just a pep talk episode. It was just a pep talk episode. That was my whole thing. It was like I said, to see the scene with TJ and Gregory, it wasn't even needed. It was so not needed. Lady J's in the chat. Was good, Queen Jess? Hope all is well. Yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, Jess. Jess. I think episodes like today always challenge me as a reviewer because it's like I gotta really dig deep to find stuff to talk about in the episode. Richard, it's been a minute. How have you been? Hence why the title is The Bold and Beautiful today. Johnson says, I bet when Xander learns he's Victor's son, he will run Titan and eventually go to war with EJ, just like Victor and Stefano used to. Well, that'd be fun. Man, imagine if they actually did that. That would sound like it would be fun to watch. That would be fun to watch. Um, but just for the new people that came in or didn't hear about the announcement yesterday, I may or may not have a surprise guest on Saturday. So when we get further down the week, I'll sit there and let people know if it's a go, but just a little surprise. I'm doing good, Richard. I'm actually doing pretty good. I hope you are too. But yeah, it's good to see. It seems like it's been forever since I've seen Richard. Yep, Saturday. Saturday, I may or may not have a surprise. Danny says, "Aber, did you hear the rumors going around at Days for Our Lives? I don't know if you saw the picture I watched this YouTube called So Dirt." Yes, Danny, I did hear about that. I did hear about that, Danny, which I'm kind of excited for. Good, good, Black Man. If it all goes well, it's gonna be a fun night or day. It's gonna be fun. Jay Blue, well, I guess Carly was right about Sonny having people jump. John Dex is definitely not safe being a cop. No one is off limits for Sonny now. That yes, that's true. And that's the thing, Jay Blue. I was like, what? No, I didn't get. You can talk about it, Jonathan. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. Um, because I don't know if I'm actually gonna have time to watch the whole episode. But you can talk about it if you want, though. Freddie says, I went to Facebook and asked, no, it's a but but or no show, they were talking about Nina deserves how Sunny is treating her, including the. You know, Freddie, I see that. Here's the thing, Freddie. I see it in my comment section all the time. I do. And I just look at it. I really just look at it because it's like, yeah, I feel like it's out of pocket too. Trust me, Freddie, you're not the only person. Um, because you know, Freddie, in reality, no one deserves to get the door slammed in their face. And you know, it's really interesting, Freddie. From one woman to the other, I can't sit there and be like, I'm gonna try to watch it at some point, Jonathan. It's just been a crazy, like, here's the thing. It's been so crazy that I have to sit there and watch Days of Our Lives in the morning at 6:30 at work, so this way I can catch all the soap operas. No, that's not what I said, Jess. You know what? That's yeah. I said no. From let me rephrase that. I see a lot of women in the chat that say that. I see a lot of women in the chat that say that. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate you. That's why I was like, I haven't seen you in the chat in a while, but no, Jonathan, no, I do want to get to it though. Yeah, I know. Hmm. See, mm. Okay, let's try this again. Well, you know what? If it made you laugh, then I'll take the L on that one. I'll take the L on that one. Okay. If it made people laugh, I will take the L on that one because I just realized what I said afterwards. But seriously, just on a side note, I don't understand how some of the women in the comment section will sit there and look at that and be like, "Yeah, that's okay. She deserves that." And I'm like, no woman deserves to have the door slammed in their faces. So what I meant to say was, I'm surprised. I'm surprised most women will sit there and say Nina deserves that. Oh, okay, 35. Well, hopefully there's 35 likes, especially after taking that large size L. Um, yep, I see his nuggets. Oh my. Mm-mm, mm-mm, You know what? Actually, Terry, too, there's nothing I can say about that. There's no backtracking that. There's just okay. All right. Okay, chat. Let's sit there and see how long. Let's see how long Jess is actually going to drag me for that. Darby says you can't make this stuff up. Listen, Darby, when you're live, you can't re-edit that. Freddie says, Albert, now I'm not Team Nina, but Nina or any woman should not have the door being slammed in her face. That's low down what them people said on Facebook. I was disgusted. Yeah, I don't blame you. Like I said, Freddie, I've seen it in my comment section. And clearly with Jess, I'm gonna have to choose my words more carefully. Are you serious? Yo, that's fair. That's fair, Jess. That's fair. Just remember, when she says something that's kind of off, and I act like Petty Betty, just saying. J Blue says, "I see the writing. I see the writer setting out the residents of Port Charles to gang up on Sonny. If he goes to jail, Pike will definitely will swoop in and cause more chaos. And well, then hopefully, they got Jason there. If he gets back into the mob stuff, which will be a whole thing with his sons. So, yep, Cherry. Oh, did I say hi to you when you came into the chat? Cherry Ice Cream, how you doing tonight? Sorry if I didn't say hi to you when you first came in. Hey. She's seriously not going to let that go, is she? Jay Blue says, I forgot about Jason. Is that bad? I'm just saying there's going to be a conflict. Like if he does get back into the mob stuff, then he says, Albert, want to tell you I'm coming up. I'm coming up new ideas on my channel on the videos I'm trying to work on possibly tomorrow. If it does, well, I don't know. Yeah, just make sure, Danny, the most important part is that you have fun. If you have fun making the videos, everything else will. I like that you're interested in trying to make up new ideas and stuff. That's cool. I'm excited for you. Jason says you did. I'm just quiet this evening. Okay, good. I just want to make sure I said hi to you. Debbie says, then you'll go be on your own opera because I know. Then you'll be on your own opera because I know better. Wow. I still can't believe I actually said that. Ed says, I think people don't know who they want to unpair it with because they keep testing her with guys and dropping their interactions like they did with Zeke. I don't mind Brick with her. And there was a couple people that had a problem with Brick being with her. And I sat there and I'm like, y'all don't want her to be alone because she's too beautiful. But Brick has been hitting on her and people are like, oh no, I don't want her with Brick. I'm like, okay, well then who you want her with it? No one likes Drew. Ben is too boring apparently, but you don't want to be alone. Oh, okay, so then who do you want to be with? Thank you, Cherry Ice Cream. Make sure you do hit that like button because it really does actually help. Let's see where we're on likes. Okay, what's the? Oh, okay. So we got 24 likes. We're moving up. We are moving up. It's so weird hearing my own voice. Debbie says, "How about that new black detective? That new black detective that doesn't have a name." I mean, yeah, if they want to sit there and make him a headline, why not? But Darby, isn't that wouldn't Jordan be her boss? Hmm. Power dynamic. I know, Darby. I know people had a problem with Rafe and Jada being together because of the power dynamic. Monique, hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Watching Castlevania. Monique, whenever you're here, you're on time. I appreciate you. Jay Blue says I didn't realize that Brick wasn't in the know about Michael. Where has he been? Those fur lines he drew was a bit much. He was getting very close to some real adult jokes. Some real adult jokes. Jokes. I can't talk for some odd reason. Hmm. But I mean, I think that's just how I'm looking at it. Jay Blue says he doesn't have a name. I'm gonna have to rewatch the episode with him and Dex. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember that. Because here's the thing, Jay Blue. Somebody mentioned him before, pairing him up with Jordan. him up with Jordan. Monique says, was Summer being over the top with Victoria, or was she right? I think it was a mixture. Because here's the thing, Monique. She was on one. Like she was over the top with a lot of them. And then even when she left, she was like, if anything happens, like, I would never forgive y'all. I was like, if you would never forgive them? Some of you're not that special. Like, relax. You're not that special. Freddie says, nah, but aside from these situations, I'm still hurt that my friends since high school had got my girlfriend pregnant. When I found out, I said, hell no, I can do bad all by myself. Wow. Oof, damn. I don't know how I would deal with that. I really don't. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's what I said. Just like I don't know how I would deal with that. Jay Blue said he had worked under Jordan until she became deputy mayor. I remember him when Ryan got killed. Yeah, no, I remember him. I don't remember the dude's name. Darby says Summer is a mom to that little boy and she has a right to complain when her little boy is missing. Yes, but she was going over the top though, Darby. That was the issue. Like there were certain things that she was like, "Oh, I'm not going to forgive you." I'm like, "Summer, you're not that important." And honestly, tell you the truth, her sitting there blaming Claire and not even thinking about the possibility that Jordan could have them. Oh well, Jordan said she was going out of town. Summer, Jordan is a liar. She could have literally been lying. Like, what are you talking about? I get it, Darby. Trust me, here's the thing. I understand human emotion, right? And I understand that emotion doesn't necessarily make sense. But just hearing it also just irritated me. So while you do have a point, Darby, and I get where you're coming from, yeah. Freddie says I beat the ish out of him for doing me like that afterwards, after being there for him. Well, Freddie, how did you handle her though? How did you handle the situation with her? Just said, did Ava and Sonny kiss again? Nope, they just seemed like they had dinner and laughed and smiled and said that they appreciate each other. Freddie says, I know it's crazy, but I'm free from that situation, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. No, I'm just saying, Freddie, what happened with her though? As says, I'm glad that Ava and Harris are working together, but they need to get the police department or John and Steve involved. For Ed, I'm actually surprised that Ava told Harris about the black book. Solomon was good. Monique says if Nikki and Victoria had just listened to Victor, they wouldn't be in the situation. Just leave. Yeah, when they all sat there and they confronted her, right? Yes. They had the little girl squad or whatever. Yeah, I mean, Freddie. Oh, okay. Freddie says how I handled it, Albert. I left her blank. I didn't put her on her. Never put hands on a woman, but I was mad as hell. Good. You should have, Freddie. Good. Yeah. Woman cheats. I'm done. You're pretty much dead to me. You literally mean nothing more than the grass is on the ground. See, here's the thing. Darby says people are saying you're not a real mom if your child didn't come out of your body. Adoption is a real thing for people who can't have children. Yeah, no, I get that, Darby. That's why when people sit there and say things like, "Oh, Hope isn't Douglas's mom and Summer isn't Harris's mom," I'm like, from a biological standpoint, yes, but I think I try not to chastise people too much, but when people do say that, sometimes it does come across as somewhat mean spirited. Just as I thought Maxie agreed to be with Spinelli again, what was she even complaining about? I thought that was the case as well. Pretty says, especially when she slept with my used to be high school friend since kindergarten. That's when it was a wrap for me, Albert. No, I don't blame you, Freddie. Like I said, if a woman cheats, you're done with them. Point blank, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no trying again. There's no counseling. Done. Solomon says I finally watched yesterday's episode on B&B. Steffi pissed me off talking about there's no way Sheila's alive. F them 10 toes, and I bet RJ is blaming that. Yes, that's Solomon. You are 100% correct. That's what happened today. I don't want to spoil it for you, but unfortunately, I got to spoil it for you. That's literally what happened. That's how I see it, Lord Bing. Lennox says how quickly Claire get a whole new family and completely redemption, but yet Adam has to fight tooth and nail just to be recognized as part of the family, of course. But you're correct. Jess says Stephanie had been insufferable. Yeah, Jess, when she came in that restaurant and told Deacon to drop it and stop spreading lies and, I don't care about your feelings and you're wrong and you need to let this go. It's like, how do you go sit there and tell this man how to grieve? Well, Jess, to be fair, she's sitting there telling Finn how to grieve also. So I guess she wasn't too insufferable when she was sitting there when people were sitting there telling Finn to get over his grief for his mom. Just saying. But that's the thing, Jess. She feels she's the queen of LA. That's what I said in Carice's live stream. Danny says, Albert, did I tell you that I sent a message to actress that yes you did. You did, Danny. You told me on Instagram. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was happy for you, Danny. Jess says, I don't know why Fan even told her she thinks she can control everything. You know what it is? I guess for me, it was just funny watching because when Steffi walked in that restaurant, she just had that look on her face where it's like you can tell she was ready to battle. Like, and you gotta think about this. Exactly, Laura babe. But that's think about this. Just says even Ridge was annoying me when he got in Deacon's face, like lead them. Exactly. Freddie says now they have a child together. That's their problem, not mine. Yeah. No, I think you handled it a lot better than me, Freddie. Freddie says, so that's when I said that people on Facebook were cold when they said Nina deserved the door slammed in the face. When I had my own experience of being slapped in the face of what my ex, yeah. I give you a lot of props, Freddie. I'm not saying I couldn't have done it, but granted, I wouldn't have want to put in the hands, but it would have been dead to me. Solomon says, speaking of relationships, do you believe in a woman physically abusing a man? Yes. Yes, I do. Solomon. It doesn't get reported as often and it doesn't get taken as seriously. I did a video of Eliza, I think that's her name, and she went up physically assaulting her boyfriend on camera, on live stream, right? And it's something that needs to be talked about a lot more because it's not. Why? Because we're men and the rules are a lot different a lot of times. Yeah, Lord B. He was. But see, here's the thing now, Lord B. Rich is usually out of pocket. Like we said, that was last night, Albert. What was last night? No, it can, Lord B. It's not talked about as much. As Josh never tells Trina anything, then she always has reasons for why she can't say anything. I get why Trina involved herself because she lost Spencer, but they need to give Trina a storyline. They been need to give Trina a storyline. Oh yes, yeah, Darby. Yeah, and I did that last night. No, it like I said, Darby. When I saw that video, I was like, yo, this chick is wild. But both of them are trash. If we're gonna be honest, unfortunately, we just caught when she abused him. Who the hell knows what they were doing off camera? Reddy says, "Oh, I handled it all right, Albert. He knew was about to get that ass whooping. He got it, and his punk ass ran away. He didn't want no more of these hands." Hmm. You handled it better than me, Freddie. I might want to. You know what? I'm not gonna tell him myself. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna tell him myself. Yeah, yeah. I would have handled it a different way, but I'm not gonna tell him myself. Yeah, thank you, Darby. Um, it does, Darby. It does, but it's not talked about as much though, from a man's perspective. Someone says, I agree. I was asking because I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and he said a woman can't hit a man in a relationship, and if she does it, and she does, the man is just a wow. No offense, but whoever this person is ignorant, like ignorant, and unfortunately, there's people like her that do perpetuate that type of stereotype. Freddie says, but it felt good in the moment, just of thinking of the Nina Nation. No, I get it, Darby. I mean, I get it, Freddie. I'm just, I'm glad that it got out of your system. Hopefully. Have a night, J Bloom. Darby says, stupid. Yeah. Um, that dude's whole personality was his wallet, and her whole personality was her looks. So pretty much a match made in hell. And she looked like she was just super annoying too. I'm like, bro, you may look good, but you're super annoying though. But yes, I do agree that they need to give Trina a proper story because um I don't know what they were doing with Jason. It wasn't like I feel like GH they no they yeah they do. But I feel like GH was one of those episodes where you could have missed it, watch a recap, review Minds or Rocks. It is just the problem is they broke up for a stupid reason. So it was like them getting back together, them having these little talks. It's like, where is this going? Perry said GH was the worst of all four shows by far, in my opinion. Perry said there are prisons full of women who unalive men. That's true. I am glad that she did go to jail though, Darby. But then she went on TMZ and played the victim. And I'm like, if she did not record herself doing that, assaulting that man, it wouldn't have been good. Johnson said Johnson, Dex, the Brad, and the Rat. I like that. I like that. Johnson says Josh and Dex, the Brat and the Rad. That is perfect right there. The Brat and the Rat. Lawby says, yeah, no, they they need a storyline for her. No, 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 Jonathan, that was accurate. You did, Danny? What you liked about it? Well, why'd you like it for? I feel like that storyline could be definitely brewing now. Curry says B&B was the best, Wynot was second best, and Days was third best. JH was last. Yeah, I would actually rank it just like that, Kyrie's. I would rank it just like that. Um, no, I 100% agree. Some, there's no apologies needed, Jonathan. Solomon says, I know Albert. He has some very crazy opinions and values, but luckily he doesn't share them that often, except for the other week when he said that a woman's job is, yeah. No, but again, Solomon, that's what happens when you have money. Ooh, just that. By the way, Albert had to rewind. Yes, what part was it on? What part was it on? So I can rewatch it. Oh, Kyrie's, you missed it. Did you catch the part where Jess is still roasting me for what I said? Where he says, Albert, I had a couple of friends did that to me, so they were fake the whole time. After that, I cut ties with them. That was that. Yeah, I can cut people out very easily. Um, because yeah, I can cut people out real easily. Harry said, what you said about what? Ask Jess, because Jess is let's just sit there and say I was having a couple conversations and I used the wrong words, and Jess has been laughing and dragging me this entire time. She's gonna forget about it at some point. She gonna forget about it at some point. But no, Freddie, I don't blame you. I can't have that type of negative energy in my life. People around me. Lisa says Days won Writers Guild of America award. I don't know how to feel about that. No, Jonathan, that was too good. You know, Jonathan, it's funny too because I think somebody else said that, but you got to remember, Clyde looked like he was by the park, and unless he somehow went back to the cabins, which is in the mountains, I don't see it. I could be wrong. Someone says that, but yes. Debbie says, "What about Goldman, Albert?" That's true. That you know what? Okay, that's true. Hmm. But he also said Goldman. Darby said, "What about Goldman?" And that's very true. Freddie says, "Albert, I still can't believe the people on Facebook said Nina deserved that door being slammed in her face." I was like, "Y'all suck." Yeah, Freddie. Here's the thing, though. A lot of times when people sit there and watch these shows, they think about it from an emotional standpoint because they don't like Nina, right? So it doesn't matter if Nina does something good, they'll still find a reason not to like her. But they don't often sympathize with her, right? So the women, because I got to sit there and watch how I talk because Jess is in the chat. The women that sit there and say stuff like that is like, how could you sit there and say that to another woman that you deserve to get the door slammed in your face by a man? Why? Because they think with their emotions. That wouldn't like it happened. Exactly, Freddie. Of course not. Monique says that RJ punch was weak as hell, and the sound effect, it was like that's the thing. That's what I noticed, Freddie. It's like the Willow situation when Willow came to the restaurant and Nina was like, when Nina talked to her and they were like, oh, well, Nina should have left her alone. Okay, but then Willow, you shouldn't have went to her restaurant. You knew that she was working there, but people blame Nina. Even though Willow went to the restaurant, people was like, oh, well, Willow can sit there and go where she wants. What the? That's possible, Jonathan. Um, I hope you're right. I don't see it, but I hope you're right. Terry says, Albert, would Nina have deserved that door slammed and Sunny? Would Nina have? deserved that door slammed and Sonny found out about her and Drew? No, because he also cheated. He also cheated. He kissed Ava, so it's like it's kind of out of pocket. Freddie said they do that because Nina is the easy target. Yes. Um, Danny says I was watching some old school GH and I do like the first Carly version of Sarah, but I'm not sure now I like the second actress that played Carly Tamara. Not at the same time, but let's put it this way, Cherry Scream. If Sonny found out that Nina cheated, then yes, I would understand the door being slammed in her face. But if he found out after, and that's even though he already kissed Ava and he slammed the door in her face, then no, it would be out of pocket. If that makes sense. But the thing is, cherry ice cream. I mean, Sonny had a point today. He's like, yo, listen, she just needs to sit there and accept it and let it go, which is very true. I'm like, boo, you looking mad pathetic. So yeah, that's the thing, cherry ice cream. It varies. But Nina's looking pathetic right now. And almost in some ways, it's like, did he just not know what to do with Nina? Because think about it. She's not with Sonny. I don't think she's going to be getting back with Valentine. So what does she have going on? She can't have a relationship with Willow. What is she doing? I mean, it's my imagination, but I feel like they're just kind of writing Nina into a corner. Nina's a better character. Well, I mean, to be fair, Carrie, so a lot of characters are better than Willow. So, I mean, the bar is kind of low with Willow, unfortunately. So it's you could put almost any character from almost any show, and they will be better than Willow. It's not exactly a high bar. Just saying, not a high bar. But see, for me, and I know you're not gonna like this comment, Carries, but see, for me, like Willow and Michael, Trip and Wendy, except for Trip and Wendy has actually had a little bit more exciting adventures, but I just kind of find them boring. Johnson says Willow will eventually meet Nina one day. Uh, Kyrie, Summer, because Summer actually pisses me off, but she's more interesting. Freddie says Willow and Michael should have went to the Poor Charles Grill because they knew it was a big chance they would run into her in the Metro Court. But Willow wanted Nina to respect her wishes. Exactly. But that's the thing, Freddie. Here's the thing. When I said what you said, people were just like, well, what are you talking about? You're wrong. Willow should be able to go where she wants. She's in public. She didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, do you hear yourself? Like, you actually have to type this out. So you have to sit there and read what you wrote. This is why sometimes when I sit there and I look at some of the comments, whenever I get a chance, because I don't always get a chance to reply back to the comments, I'm just like, hmm, okay. And it's not because I necessarily think it's a dumb comment, but okay, it's your opinion. You sat there and listened to me talk for 13 minutes, let you have your say, even if it doesn't make sense to me. That's not discouraging anyone from writing comments. I'm just that's usually my thought process sometimes. Hmm. Danny. Well, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of old scenes with Cindy Watros, Annie Dutton. Jakaris was good. Freddie says, but Willow helped aid and abet Jason at the quartermain. Yep, she did, and she was scared as hell. I'm doing good, Jakaris. How you doing? I was watching your review. I got to finish watching it. You put up GH in Days today, a couple hours ago. Monique says when Jason said copy that, which is something he never said. Even Carly says it's possible Jason was programmed. Yeah, yeah, she definitely didn't know. Yeah, I started watching a little bit of it because I was in the middle of doing the soap reviews, but I'm gonna finish watching it tonight though. So it's on my YouTube history, so I just have to finish watching it too. You didn't you just did the background. You didn't actually show your face or anything like that in the reviews. As says, I know for storyline purposes they made Nina Willow and Nell's mother, but we still could have gotten storylines if Sasha was Nina's daughter. We could have. And the stuff that they were getting from Willow is not good. Lisa says, I wish they had more reporters asking EJ questions. It was funny when he ran away. It was, Lisa. It was like, you're kind of a scumbag, to be honest. Like, Lisa, even his apology was so half half-assed and half-hearted. And you know why he did that, though, right, Lisa? Because he already felt like a clown in that hearing with Stefan and Sloan. So it's like he didn't want to sit there and make himself look any worse. But just remember, Lisa, it was Paulina that thought it was a good idea to have EJ as DA, and she fired Melinda off of her emotions. Darby says, if I was Nina, I'm not running from Willow in my workplace of business. Willow isn't Steffi, and Nina isn't Sheila. Yeah, it was. Like I said, when I sat there, I was like, what? It's like people are really listening to this saying like, well, no, it was Nina that was out of pocket. Lisa said, do you think Brady will go after EJ? He should. I mean, I don't want him to go to jail, but he should. He was pissed off, and he had every right to be pissed off. EJ said he was going to sit there and give an apology, and all he said was, "Oh well, sometimes justice doesn't always, sometimes justice doesn't always go people's way or the way it wants to." It's like some BS line. It was like, what? I mean, my whole thing is, Lisa, no one was expecting him to be super sincere and super sad about it, but I'm like, you got, beat up in prison. Here's the thing, Lisa. Here's my whole thing though. Hey, you did sit there and hide the pills from the cop to try to protect Holly. That was on you. Teresa could sit there and be mad at Holly all she wants, but at the end of the day, I'm like, your son did sit there and try to cover that stuff up. I'm just saying, like, you got to give him some of that heat off. Freddie says, I swear Willow and Michael came across so self-righteous. Like Michael, you slept with Willow at the time. Chase almost was on death's door, and Willow doing crime stuff while Jason was on the run. And they're both just super boring. Debbie says, I know what will go people. I know what will go people away, Albert. A right cause to the face. But I'm like, the whole time, and I think it was on the yesterday's episode or the day before. But she was all like, "Oh well, this still doesn't change anything. I still don't want you around my son." I was like, "Your son was the one that covered for Holly." Which we're just, I know that I sound like a broken record, but we're just stuck with this chick that plays Teresa now. We're just stuck with her, and every time that we see her, it's like I have to sit there and like swallow this really bad medicine that tastes horrible, but I'm doing it because I want to get through the episode. I don't skip scenes unless it's lovemaking scenes. I don't. They don't do anything for me, to be honest. They just look silly. Because I don't skip scenes, I gotta sit through a scene where I gotta pretend that this chick is Teresa, and it. Darby says, are Brady and RJ related because they both have. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You can keep that rhetoric and carry the string. No offense. Um, Johnson says the Gwen reads some the Gwen reads some medication. Yes, and that's the thing, Jonathan. I try not to sit there and say too much because I'm just like, yeah, I was just like, I'm not. Johnson says she's Gwen cosplaying as Teresa. I really wish that was, in some scenario. I really wish that was the case because it's not that Days is a bad show. So here's the thing, that's the thing, Jonathan. When they mess up, it's major. It's not little minor things. They can be slow sometimes. It can be kind of a not always a good episode, but when they strike out hard. And I've seen them do really good recasts. Like Sloane. It was a hot minute. I was like, yo, I almost couldn't tell the difference because she's that good as far as playing Sloane. The guy that they got playing Eric, he was good. What the Freddie says hopefully Willow doesn't stay sweet forever since now had that crazy gene from Nina being obsessed with Carly. I wish the writers would be smart and make Willow crazy since she's and Nina's blood related. I wish they would sit there and make it Freddie, I just wish they would make Willow more interesting. They don't even have to go full crazy. I just want them to make her interesting. I feel like we're not asking for much. Just make this chick interesting. Danny says, Albert, have a great question. What is your favorite Jason romance? Was our couple and mine is Jason. Um, see, Danny, the thing is, I don't really do romance stuff, but I guess I would sit there and say Jason and Sam, because Sam at the time she was the ride or die chick. She was the woman that I think a lot of men want. You know, somebody who is hot but also has your back through thick and thin. Um, Literally the definition of ride or die, or a Letty um, from Fast and the Furious. You know, because most men want that Letty. Just as also who is Carter, who is she related to? He always seems to show up. So that's the question for the Born the Beautiful fans that have been watching the show for a while. Johnson says, How hard was it for them to find an entirely new actress? Wasn't that hard? I'm pretty sure they really could if they wanted to. And Jonathan, I'm not sitting there saying like I know that in some ways they want to sit there and get they want to keep the chick on the show, but this was not the way to do it. Lisa says Willow takes after her father, not her mother, unfortunately. Carrie says, what will be your reaction if Steve Byrne wanted to come to your... I wouldn't think. But to be fair, Carrie, I would fanboy a little bit. Okay, I would fanboy a little bit. Um, just like I did with the actor that played Dax. But that was for like 30 seconds and then it passed. Darby says Ridge, best friend and lawyer. Yeah, so that's who, yes. Um, as said, the Teresa recast came out of nowhere. The original actress explained what happened and that she didn't even know that was happening, and she coached her replacement the best she could. And also, Teresa's character wasn't supposed to stay that long. Oh, okay. Harry says you were fanboy a lot of it. I wouldn't say a lot of it, Carries. I would probably go for like 30 seconds and then, and then I'll be normal. All right, maybe like a minute. Johnson says Gwen was part of the Alar effect. Susan, Susan R, how you doing tonight? You know what, Carries? Okay, I'm gonna sit there and ask you that question. What if the actor that played Danny came to your live stream? How would you act? If Danny from The Young and Restless. Carrie says a whole 10 minutes you will barely be able to say, yeah, I don't know about that. But that's the question for you, though. Freddie says, I don't see how Willow can be the only one saying out of all in the three because now was Psycho, now Nina is nuts, and Madeline was pure evil. Susan says Donna and Justin's Marcus is Carter's brother. They grew up in the same adopted home. Donna and Justin's son Marcus is Carter's brother. Harry says, I would treat Danny the exact same way I treat you. What about if it was what is his name? The guy who plays Adam on The Young and Restless. Mark Grossman. What if it was Mark Grossman then? But no, I get you, Freddie. I just she should, my whole thing is she's so much of a disappointment, and we still have her. And I feel like the only reason why they make her somewhat interesting is because she's Nina's daughter. If she wasn't Nina's daughter, would we really care that much? Because to be honest, we didn't really care that much before. They had her in some stuff like, wow, okay, all right, that's okay, interesting. Morpheus, aka Duan. What's good, Duan? What's good, Duan? Or should I call you? I'm still gonna call you more. I'm still gonna call you Duan. Bobby says, I say, Nina, tell that girl to step off. I mean, he just went and just did a whole name change. Like, okay. See, if Ron did something like that, I'd be like, Ron, you gotta let me know that you're gonna be doing that before you do it. You can't just. Harry says what I mean by that is Danny. I lean into my whole Danny is a good man gimmick with Mark. I would treat it as a professional interview. Okay. Dollar Tree necklace Nina always carrying around, but clearly we saw the reason why now was so crazy and obsessed with Carly because of Nina. You know, even though here's the thing, Nell was a very one-dimensional villain, but she made the show interesting, right? She made the show interesting. She, oh yeah, of course, yeah. No, yeah. So now we're back to trolling. I see. Okay, Kyrie's. Um, Pretty says so that explains it now. Inherit Nina. I mean, well, I'm glad you liked her. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I got kind of annoyed with her after a while. I just wanted more from her. Like, I came from the era where it's like you had people like Jerry Jacks and I mean, just I can't let it go. I can't let Carly win. It's just like really, bro. And I also told you, Freddie. I feel like all it did was just prop up Carly. That was my whole other thing. It's like it just propped up Carly. I mean, like Carly really needed to be more propped up. Oh, you would be. Oh, okay. I thought you said me. Oh, okay. Well, then, all right. That's cool. Um, I was gonna sit there and say, she was just one dimension. I think that was my only thing. It was like, yeah. I mean, she caused havoc. She did her job at that part, so cool. I mean, even how she even how she died was just stupid. She was running in the woods like an idiot, and then she just ran off of a cliff. Really? Okay. All right. Me, I would be all over Tracy. I've been telling her how beautiful she is every 10 seconds. Okay. All right. That's your thing. Now, Duane says I gotta wait 12 days before I can change my name back to a regular name. Okay. I mean, I believe you. That's that's your thing then. Okay. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, hey, listen, that's your opinion and I respect it. Johnson says, what if Jay decides to wreck Everett from the whack Everett from the back of the head to get his memories back? Hmm. I mean, I'd be very unprofessional of her, but if it brings out a dark side, I'll be cool with it. In that situation, I would understand. In that situation, just I would understand. Yeah, if he was nice to her, I can see that, Kyries. Because just that's a different situation. It's not like she planned on doing it or it just sort of happened. It was like she literally didn't have control of it. Right? The situation is different. Freddie says now that was a low blow from now. I didn't like that, Albert. Well, Freddie, I got to be honest. I mean, that's just how I saw it. It was just very one dimensional. I gotta get back at you, Carly. Carly, you ruined my life. Carly, you did this. Seriously, how long are we gonna have to sit there and hear? I don't know why. It just felt like she was just whining. Just I don't know. It just didn't work for me after a while. Freddie says, but I do remember when Willow overheard Nell and Julian talking about changing Wiley's name to William, and Nell was cold. She told Willow, please remember that your son is dead. And oh, wow, that's harsh. You know, Kyrus, I just have a feeling you're gonna blow up and you're gonna do that all on your own. And what in the hell is going on with my stream? It says I have one person. Like, what the? She was, unfortunately. Yeah, that I can agree on. Because, like Carter said, he was like, "Yo, listen, the fact that that was your cousin's girlfriend should have been enough for you to sit there and stop, or at least examine the situation." Okay, well, this is definitely new. I swear, sometimes with YouTube, right now, you know how many people it says I have in my stream right now? One. Oh, now I have zero. Now I have zero, so apparently I'm talking to myself. Well, yeah, Kyrie, I had one person, now I have zero. Yep, that's right, Jess. I have zero. There we go. There we go. Oh, I don't want to hear my voice. Oh, nice. That's what's up, Danny. If you're on Instagram, if you could send me the what you call it, send me a screenshot. What? Is that the quota has been reached? What the? Well, that's weird. Yo, what the is going on? Thank you, Freddie. I'm like, what the hell is going on? That's cool though, Danny. You actually sent him a direct. You actually sent him a direct message, Danny. Johnson says so much for RJ not being involved in family drama. Well, he got involved in family drama the minute he got involved in the family business. How many members do you have? I'm not sure. We're gonna probably end the stream soon because I do have to wake up early. But it's so weird. It's like I have one person. Like, what the is going on? Yes, it is. Oh, and now I'm back to zero. So that's just awesome. Yep. Now I'm back. Now I'm back to zero. Oh nope. YouTube likes me again. You know, here's the thing. When I had 9 people, I knew something was off. I knew something was off because I was like, I know I have more than 9 people. Oh, okay. So now you have a problem hitting the like button on your end as well. That's just great. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Jonathan and Kyrie's also had a problem hitting the like button. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? Kyrie says, okay, have a good night, my friend. Tell YouTube to get. No, Kyrie, I hope your stream goes better than mine as far as the technical side. The fun side, I'm still having a good time. Thank you, Susan. Yes, thank you. I'm gonna do that right now. Thank you, Susan. That's a really great idea. That is perfect too. Because it literally says I have one person. I'm like, okay. All right. I don't know what the hell is going on right now. Exactly. You know what, Laura B? We did break YouTube. Because this chat is so good that it's just so much stuff happened tonight. Apparently I misgendered myself. I know what that was about. Just had a good laugh. Susan said, did you start at 5? It says 6:48 and it's saying you've been on for an hour. That's weird. I know I've been on for like an hour and a half. Actually, a little bit longer than that. Exactly, Fred. I think that's what it comes down to. Hopefully, they'll get the ish together and figure it out. But yeah, I do actually have to end the stream here because I got to wake up early. Unfortunately, another 5 in the morning day. So I do want to thank everyone for coming through tonight. Appreciate everyone who hit the like button, or at least tried to hit the like button. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true, Darby. You did drag me as well. Autumn says, "Hey Albert, have a good night, Autumn. Thank you for joining. Hey Albert, how long do you think it's going to take Nina before she realizes that Ava is playing her? Hopefully not too long. 'Cause I'm ready. I'm ready for the smoke show between those two. Yes, have a good night, cherry ice cream. uh, I'm gonna have to sit there and get roasted by Jess all week. I love it. I love it, Jess. Johnson's, yeah, it is brutal. It is. But I get to come out and early morning, come out, get to do what I want. So it's a trade off. Daniel says I'm not sure, but I'm really a big fan of the current Laura. Well, me too. I like Laura Ray. You know what? I'm I gotta take that out. I gotta take that out. Johnson says, join us for another edition of Silk Chopper Dr. Bostic. Thank you, my friend John. I appreciate you. Thank you, Darby. I mean, thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate you. Jonathan is a G, and I always appreciate you having my back. Have a good night, Laura B. Freddie says, well, Jessica. Freddie, I'm gonna have to sit there and take that L for a little bit because yeah, she ain't gonna let that go unless she gets bored, which hopefully it won't be. Hopefully it'll be soon. Have a good night, Anjanetta. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Darby. Have a good night, Queen Jazz. Thank you for you know I don't have a comment for that. I want to have a comment. I have a comeback for that. I got nothing. Thank you, Lobby. Thank you. Yes, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Thank you, Cherry Ice Cream. Usually, I have a good response. I have a good comeback for Jess, but yeah, I don't. Freddie said this one. Yes, it was Freddie. First little L that I'm still taking, and now whatever's going on with the numbers. I usually have a good comeback line for Jess too. Stumped on this one. Jesse got me stumped. Have a good night, Cherry Ice Cream. Have a good night, Lisa. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night, Duan. Darby says YouTube and Albert are both broken. Oh. And Darby's gonna be dragging me too. Okay. All right, I see y'all. I see y'all. I got nothing to say yet, but I see y'all. Though. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next live stream. Laters.